Recording in progress.
Good morning. I am Jim Handshaw, he, him pronouns, and I look forward to sharing leadership of today's service with Emily Raffensberger, she, her pronouns. Whoever you are, wherever you live, whomever you love, whatever you do for a living, you are welcome here at the Unitarian Church of Harrisburg. We invite you to join us for coffee hour following this morning's service, either downstairs or on Zoom. Online or in person, we're grateful for your presence.
We light our chalice today with a quote from the folk icon Pete Seeger, who once said, "Once upon a time, wasn't singing a part of everyday life as much as talking, physical exercise, and religion? Our distant ancestors, wherever they were in this world, sang while pounding grain, paddling canoes, or walking long journeys. Finding the right songs and singing them over and over is a way to start."
Finding the right songs for today's service was no easy task. Rise Up Singing by Peter Blood and Annie Patterson is a go-to book of folk songs. It contains over 1,000 songs organized into 35 different categories. Each day, songwriters rework and redevelop lyrics as part of the innovative and ever-changing folk process. To complicate things, UU hymnals have songs that address the themes folk songs touch on, such as caring for the planet, working towards harmony, seeking mutual understanding, striving for equity and equality. Ultimately, we selected examples that get to the heart of the folk music, which is unity, justice, and peace, finding and building community, stewardship and conservation, resilience, and, I think, fun too.
We hope you will join us in singing this morning loudly and without apology. There are no bad notes, just joyful ones. There are coloring pages available for kids and adults, young at heart. Feel free to get your craft on during service. Some housekeeping ideas to keep in mind. Our sing-along portions of today's service will be highlighted in bold, which Jim will help lead you, and I will also sing with you. If you can catch on to the song, sing loud and sing proud. You are invited to rise, if the Spirit is willing, for our first song. There's a hard rain a-comin', I can feel it in my bones. There's a hard rain a-comin', I can feel it in my bones. There's a hard rain a-comin', I can feel it in my bones, in my bones.
In my bones.
In my bones.
In my bones.
In my bones. There's a strong wind a-comin', I can feel it in my bones. There's a strong wind a-comin', I can feel it in my bones. There's a strong wind a-comin', I can feel it in my bones, in my bones.
In my bones.
In my bones.
In my bones.
In my bones. There's a big flood a-comin', I can feel it in my bones. There's a big flood a-comin', I can feel it in my bones. There's a big flood a-comin', I can feel it in my bones, in my bones.
In my bones.
In my bones.
In my bones.
In my bones. There's hope for better weather, I can feel it in my bones. There's hope for better weather, I can feel it in my bones. There's hope for better weather, I can feel it in my bones, in my bones.
In my bones.
In my bones.
In my bones.
In my bones. There's brighter days ahead, I can feel it in my bones. There's brighter days ahead, I can feel it in my bones. There's brighter days ahead, I can feel it in my bones. in my bones, in my bones. Awesome! I hear the voices in there. Yay!
Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Around is a rousing freedom song that became an American Civil Rights era anthem. The song's structure is flexible enough to speak to our struggles and troubles today. The song is an example of the folk process where music gets handed down from person to person, transforming and readapting as it moves through generations.
So try this with me before we get started. Turn me round.
Turn me round.
Awesome. You're going to sing that a lot. So be prepared. Ain't gonna let nobody
Turn me round. Turn me round. Turn me round.
Ain't gonna let nobody
Turn me round.
I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking,
Marching up to freedom land.
Ain't gonna let racism
Turn me round.
turn me round,
Turn me round.
Ain't gonna let racism
Turn me round.
I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let prejudice turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let prejudice turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Can't let sexism turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Can't let sexism turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Can't let injustice turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Can't let injustice turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let bigotry turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let bigotry turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let no bias turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let bias turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let hatred turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let hatred turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Gonna let love turn us round, turn us round, turn us round. Gonna let love turn us round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, keep on singing, marching up to freedom land.
Now it's time for all ages. Our story today is Listen, How Pete Seeger Got America Singing by Lita Schubert. Listen, there was nobody like Pete Seeger. Wherever he went, he got people singing. With his head thrown back and his Adam's apple bouncing, picking his long-necked banjo or strumming his 12-string guitar, Pete sang old songs, new songs, old songs with new words, and songs he made up. In front of crowds, large and small, he'd raise an arm. Basses, here's your part. Tenors, sopranos, altos, here's your part. four-part harmony would rise to the rafters and drift to the stars. Participation, that's what's going to save the human race. Pete did not care about fame or money. He cared about justice, peace, equality, and people everywhere. Listen, everybody has such courage. Pete did. When men and women joined hands to fight racism, Pete sang a powerful song and millions of people sang with him. He gave people hope when they needed it. Some music can help you do something about your troubles, he says. Listen, Pete walked the talk. He didn't say just things, he did things. He sang even after he lost his voice, and everyone sang with him. After his concerts, people who didn't know each other wandered into the streets in the cities and towns, their voices soaring. Maybe they sang as they went home. Maybe they taught Pete songs to their friends, because there really was nobody like Pete Seeger. Listen and sing.
Raise of hands. How many of you know If I Had a Hammer? Oh, good. You can all help me. If I had a hammer,
I'd hammer in the morning,
I'd hammer in the evening,
all over this land.
I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out warning, I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Well, I've got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land.
Let us take a moment to reflect on where we are today. I invite you to close your eyes or have a restful gaze on the trees and the sunlight outside. You might consider your body's connection to the chair or your feet on the floor. Give gratitude for the sacred space where you find yourself. Focus on your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Focus on feeling secure in your breath. Feel your heartbeat. Feel secure in your heartbeat. Check in with the mind. Feel secure knowing you matter. You are not alone. You're loved. You are also invited to place a stone in the water or light a candle in front of the church. Please go down the side aisles and up the center. If you are online, you are invited during this time to sketch a stone, a water droplet, a flame, or a favorite nature scene.
This I know, there are more waters rising.
This I know.
There are more waters rising, and they find their way to me. There are more waters rising.
This I know.
I will wade through the waters. This I know. This I know. I will wade through the waters.
This I know.
I will wade through the waters, and they find their way to me. I will wade through the waters. This I know. There are more fires burning. This I know. This I know. There are more fires burning.
This I know.
There are more fires burning, and they find their way to me. There are more fires burning.
This I know.
I will walk through the fire.
This I know.
This I know. I will walk through the fire.
This I know.
I will walk through the fire, and they find their way to me. I will walk through the fire. This I know. There are more mountains falling. This I know. This I know. There are more mountains falling.
This I know.
There are more mountains falling, and they find their way to me. There are more mountains falling.
This I know.
I will rebuild the mountains.
This I know. This I know.
I will rebuild the mountains.
This I know.
I will rebuild the mountains, and they find their way to me. I will rebuild the mountains.
This I know.
There are more forests dying.
This I know. This I know.
There are more forests dying.
This I know.
There are more forests dying, and they find their way to me. There are more forests dying.
This I know.
I will replant the forest. This I know. This I know. I will replant the forest.
This I know.
I will replant the forests, and they find their way to me. I will replant the forest.
This I know.
I will restore the planet.
This I know.
This I know. I will restore the planet.
This I know.
I will restore the planet and all the earth I see. I will restore the planet.
This I know.
I will restore the planet and all the earth I see. I will restore the planet. This I know. The Unitarian Church of Harrisburg is, as always, a freely gathered church of free people. The church is created, sustained, and supported by us. Each month we share half of our Sunday plate with a local nonprofit organization. For the month of November, we are sharing with the Disaster Relief Fund.
The Disaster Relief Fund is part of a covenant that includes a covenant between the Unitarian Universalist Association and congregations, between congregations who give generously to those in need, and with our community partners. Currently, in addition to providing aid in several areas, the UUA is assisting congregations and communities impacted by Hurricane Helene. If you wish to contribute online, visit uchbg.org page for options. Your financial support and commitment matter. Please consider giving what you are able.
So when I was thinking about, fun songs to do during the offertory, I figured, why not do a pub song? So that's what we're doing. So this tune is big on the chorus, so I need to teach this to you before we start. So it's going to go, ho, ho, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh, rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. You'll get the hang of it by the time that they get back up here. Ho, ho, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh.
Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh.
Well, in that bog there was a tree, rare tree, a rattling tree, tree in the bog, and the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare, ho, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. And on that tree there was a branch, rare branch, a rattling branch, branch on the tree, tree on the bog, bog down in the valley, oh. Ho, ho, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. And on this branch there was a limb, rare limb, a rattling limb, limb on the branch, branch on the tree, tree in the bog, and the bog down in the valley, oh. Ho, ho, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, bog down in the valley, oh. And on this limb there was a nest, rare nest, a rattling nest, nest on the limb, limb on the branch, branch on the tree, tree in the bog, and the bog down in the valley, oh. Ho, ho, the rattling bog, bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, bog down in the valley, oh. Ho, ho, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. So fast they were, we didn't even get to the bird. All right. Okay, let's do the thing. Sorry. We extinguish our chalice with a quote from Pete Seeger. When one person taps out a beat while another leads into the melody, or when three people discover a harmony they never knew existed, or a crowd joins in on a chorus as though to raise the ceiling a few feet higher, then they also know that there is hope in the world. So our next song is all about that hope. So we'll do the chorus first and then followed by the verses. So we are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. When the war clouds gather, sometimes our living gets so dark and lonesome, seems like there's nothing we can do. So we reach out to each other and raise a song together, and let our voices carry us through. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. And when the war clouds gather, it's easy to get angry, and just as hard not to be afraid. But we know in our hearts, no matter what happens, we can't turn our backs and walk away. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. So hand in hand together, we help each other carry the life that beats within us every day. If we can learn to live, to walk and talk and give, that world of peace won't be so far away. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. So we're going to close with our covenant and leave with a song in our hearts as a benediction for the week. Thank you for participating in today's service and have a wonderful week. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is our gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. So this song is an early Quaker song. Ironically, Quakers don't have songs. This is, it's probably attributed to the Quakers because it's part of a tradition that's called shape note music. And as you can see here, there are shapes and there are tones associated with those. And it's great because you can very quickly do a 4-part harmony, which we're going to try. So I'm going to what's called doing a pitch, and I'm going to pitch you in on those trying to find a 4-part harmony, and then you guys can give it a shot on the chorus of how can I keep from singing. So, and the other thing that's part of shape note tradition is you've got somebody keeping count, keeping the beat, kind of your conductor. So the tones are going to be fa, sol, la, sol, fa. Echo that back to me, and maybe you can find one that fits with your voice. Fa, sol, la, sol, fa. I'll do it one more time. Fa, sol, la, sol, fa. Whoa, you guys are doing great. Okay. My life flows on in endless song, above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Above the turmoil and the strife, I hear that music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? What though the tempest loudly roars? I hear the truth, it liveth. What though the darkness round me close? Songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love is Lord of heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing? Awesome. Thank you guys so much. All right. So I know that this was a short service, and I wanted to find out from all of you if there was any folk songs or things that resonated with you as part of, growing up, or folk songs that are important to you now. Good. Sebastian. Okay, yeah. Look, a gospel tune. Yeah, and actually, the Rise Up Singing song that we referenced, there's the one where it has over 1,000 tunes. There is a section in there with gospel and all different kinds of gospel tunes of different varieties. So yeah, I would classify that as a folk song.
Woody Guthrie, this land is girl land, this land is wild.
Okay. Blowing in the wind.
Raise your hand, I'll bring it right around so people online can hear you.
Okay. One that always just rips my heart out. Where have all the flowers gone?
Mm-hmm.
The times they are a changin'.
I'm wearing the shirt for a new folk song, Emma's Revolution, Peace, Salam, Shalom.
Union Maid and Joe Hill.
My darling Clementine.
Down in the valley.
When Sharon and I were much younger, we lived in Basking Ridge, New Jersey, and we went every month to a folk music gathering. I think it was on Friday nights, Saturday nights. And I loved learning that folk songs is a pretty big umbrella, and it included sea shanties and protest songs and love songs and stuff from the Middle Ages. It included very bawdy songs and just quite a wide range. We just enjoyed the genre altogether when we learned how big the umbrella was.
I'm not a member, I'm a guest, forgive me for intruding. When you were talking, it reminded me, we spent the whole summer with an album by Beyonce called Cowboy Carter, and it's a graduate level seminar on all types of American music, from folks and blues and all types of folk music, murder ballads, the whole stuff, like the whole gamut. It's amazing if you have time to listen to it.
So Dan and Sharon, this is because you just broadened the genre that this pops into mind, but Ring of Fire, I just love that song.
How about You Are My Sunshine? My mom used to sing that to me when I was a little one.
Oh, Shenandoah. Oh, Shenandoah?
She'll be coming round the mountain.
Having lived through the hootenanny days, Michael rowed the boat ashore.
This is a newer one, but there's a song by Jacob Collier. If you ever check it out on YouTube, he plays a 5-string guitar, and he conducts a whole choir in a cathedral. It's a really beautiful new folk song. Little Blue, sorry.
The Minstrel Boy. It's an Irish one, not American, but it's still a folk song.
Anything by Peter Mayer or UU songwriter.
The Water is Wide.
Well, thank you everybody for sharing all of your thoughts. It's a wide breadth of everything under the sun, you know, and decades and decades and decades, things change in folk music and things go through revisions. And I think that's one of the most powerful things about folk music is, you know, you've got people like myself who, you know, get exposed to folk music and then carry on the tradition. But also, like, there's a level of respect that you have to have in appreciating folk music and also playing folk music is understanding where it comes from and the history of where it takes place. And then when you go back and you write new songs or new words over old songs, having the ability to, you know, respect all of those things. So the other thing that I was going to probably do is, as part of this, is to take a song that I somewhat knew and attempt to have that person lead it with me. Now, one of the songs that was said was something that Jim and I had talked about, which is This Land Is Your Land. Yeah?
Let's do it.
Let's do it! Audience request. Do you know this one, Chris? Chris, we have stumped Chris in our music ability because this is so... Oh, we have a volunteer. Yeah, that's it. All right. So pull out your phones if you have them, or if you know it, just go ahead and know it. All right. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. And I went walking that ribbon of highway. I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled. I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. All around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. This big white land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Yay, Lois! Yay! Wonderful, wonderful. And I will send you all loose into the wide world with a very quick Irish folk song that is one of my favorites to do. It is a drinking song as well, only slightly tamer. Don't you love it when some parts of the service are completely unscripted? of all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be to you all. So fill to me the parting glass, and drink a health whate'er befalls. And gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be to you all. Right. Everybody have a great week.